I couldn't open it with my bare hands. Hey, Nico.
Oh, hi. Come in.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Yeah, you showed me before.
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture. Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it, a credit card?
ID. Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him, or the company.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men never really grow up?
What's your problem, sister?
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in handy. Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No. You found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Did I show you this tissue?
Yes, Josh. I asked you to get rid of it.
I showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Hello again.
Yes, Inspector.
Maybe not. Wouldn't you like to shake my hand?
Frankly, no.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, I do. It's that villain I told you about.
Did I show you my tool?
Ah, oui, monsieur. Just like mine. Except that it is much smaller.
I have to be going.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
I think he suspected me of being the mysterious Sewer Jacques, and the last thing I needed at the moment was to be arrested for crimes against public sanitation. Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript. Note, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own. Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
An architectural echo of the gallows that once used to stand here. Hi, how you doing?
Fine, George. I saw this story this morning. It won't make me Journalist of the Year, but I can't afford to pay the electric bill. What have you been up to?
Listen, remember the missing Spanish Templar? I found his tomb in the church at Montfaucon.
So he's dead, then?
I wish you wouldn't be so sarcastic.
I was only joking, Georges. The Countess will be delighted.
Yeah, maybe this'll help lift the curse.
What now? Are you going to dig up his bones?
There's no need for that. Well, not yet. What I still don't understand is the significance of the chalice.
Yes, there must be something we're missing.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the face of the statue I saw at the Bull's Head. That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the Bull's Head. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the clue that led me to the Bull's Head in Syria. That's the clue that led me to Spain. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. That's the gem that Pegram found in Loch Marne. Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Hi, André.
Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this cup, André?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions. Take a look at this nose, Lobineau.
It really doesn't interest me, Georgie.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Naval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now, a bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Thanks for your help, André.
You're welcome.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine. There was no obvious way into the building. Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall. The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on, all empty and all uninteresting. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there. That guard had been put here to guard something. My guess was that the excavation was behind that door. There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer. There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door's locked, monsieur.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Hi, Nico?
Georges, what have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
Georges, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason. I just wanted to hear your voice.
You did. Well, this is my voice saying, don't bother me, I'm busy.
Oh. Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause, during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him. Trying to get into a locked washroom. I had the strongest feeling of déjà vu. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I wasn't that interested in what might go into a restroom's garbage to investigate. Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause. There was a big old boiler used for heating the building. The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it. Capacious as my pockets were, I didn't figure I could cram a shovel in them. The shovel used to feed the furnace was stuck into the pile of coal. I didn't need to get near to tell the toilet needed cleaning. No. That is not a good idea. A filthy wash basin hung on the wall. Maybe not. No. I made an impression of the big key in the cake of soap. I carefully sprinkled the plaster into the soap mold I'd made of the key. No. That is not a good idea. Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key, way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well. No. No. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. No. I didn't want any coal. The cold tap's washer looked to have failed. It was just dribbling down the sink. Maybe not. No way. A huge pile of coal lay in the corner to fuel the boiler. Real high-tech stuff. A bin stood in the corner. It didn't look like it had been emptied for a while. I turned the heating off.
Hi again.
What is it?
Hey, smart. Why don't I just tell him that I'm trying to break into the excavation?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hello, Nico. It's me.
What do you want?
Some ideas.
You're the man on the spot, Josh. I can't hold you around all of the time. Au revoir.
I wouldn't mind if you held it at least some of the time. I didn't think that the guard would just let me waltz past. Besides, I had a hunch that door was locked.
Hi again.
What is it?
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. I'd turned the thermostat all the way down. It was getting pretty chilly.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
I made this key out of plaster.
How thrilling! How clever! How pointless. Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
There was a dumpster full of debris. From the excavation, I guessed. A well-used wheelbarrow was sitting by the rubble-filled dumpster. A well-used wheelbarrow was sitting by the rubble-filled dumpster.
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. What?
I figured I'd best not bother Nico again until I'd got a good reason.
Hi again.
What is it?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. Non.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi again.
What is it?
I've got a red nose.
Oh.
I turned the heating off.
Hi again.
What is it?
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi again.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
This gadget is a sewer key.
So it is.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Have you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no.
I was gonna have to get rid of this thing. It was dead. Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I figured I'd best not bother Nico again until I'd got a good reason. No way.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. What?
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur. Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. What?
Coulard!
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
Hi, Georges. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn! We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? She must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her unk. Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah, well, I had a cigarette to finish. And, monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
No way. I turned the thermostat back to where I'd found it. I turned the heating off. I didn't think that the guard would just let me waltz past. Besides, I had a hunch that door was locked.
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem.
Never mind. Here's the key.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
I need to use the toilet again.
Again?
I have this.
Never.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I figured this was better done out of the guard's sight.
Hey, monsieur, don't go with my keys.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution.
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you. It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
But don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Ha! Don't. Me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here. No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk. Oh, great. More dead people. Although the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries. In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic, all swirling and distorted. And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church. I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look at the manuscript.